Hello everyone, Wanda, the Floating Rock Lady here, and I'm going to be doing a peacock with you. This is a very large piece of Santorini, and it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed to have this piece of stone. It's white, crisp, gorgeous. So I had done this peacock before, and I had planned on doing a tutorial, and it didn't work out. So now I finally am getting around to doing it again. And I have taken a piece of carbon paper. I printed out my peacock. I shrunk it down because it was bigger. And I cut it out and put a piece of carbon paper behind it and traced it onto my rock so it would be perfect. And now I'm going to line it with Apple Barrel Jet Black. And I'll be using Folk Art, the Treasure Gold Series 3081E. Mac Art Nail Art Foil Glue, a variety of nail foils, and I'll try to identify them as I'm going along. I'll probably switch back and forth between Chromatech watercolor brush pens and King Art Woodless watercolor pencil set, and maybe even some gel watercolor. I'm going to stick with watercolor mostly except for the lining. Alright, well, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start lining with the black Apple Barrel. Sorry, I pushed pause and forgot to unpause it. Okay, so just using a liner brush and lining very carefully with the Apple Barrel Jet Black. And I am going to refer back to my original image just because there's a lot of thick black parts in it and I want to make sure I capture that. I like that look. So I will leave you to go ahead and line around your peacock if you're choosing to do this one with me. If not, I'll meet you back here when I'm finished lining. Okay, I have the outline done with the black. This is my original peacock, so the request was to keep it as close to this as possible. Well, I'm not doing it on a river rock, so it's going to be a lot different because we have a white background. But I will stick to the colors as close as I can, and hopefully we'll come out with something similar. To get this dark color, I might have to use black. Not sure what I'm going to do there, or just mix a bunch of colors. So here we go. I'm just going to start laying down some color and see how it goes. This is Egyptian blue. Okay, so I'm going to be layering some colors in, and so I'm hitting the, I guess the back part where the black lines are on the wings here with this blue, and I'm going to do down the back a bit. And Persian green. I'm going over the blue. I'm probably going to be layering several colors, maybe even adding a black in there. Try to blend out your lines. Okay. On an actual peacock, the wings are really neat. They're like black and white. I don't even know how to describe it. Like a meshy, checkered looking, you know, bird. Pheasanty, you know, like pheasant feathers. The black and white pheasant feathers. Okay, then I'm going to take bottle green. We're having a little bit of bleeding here. It's pretty important that you don't use or don't go too close to the line. Can you see the bleeding there? It's going under the liner and out the Santorini. Don't try to erase it either with water because it'll just go worse with watercolor. So we might have to add some black liner to that once it gets done spreading wherever it's going to go. Hopefully it doesn't go too far. So this is bottle green. I'm going to be doing the outer parts, bits of these feathers all the way down. So I'll show you on the bigger ones since they're different. And we will be foiling, so that will change the whole look of everything. So that we're going to do this green all the way through these feathers, and I will check back in when I'm done with the green. Okay, green is done. I am going to I can't even remember what I did here, but I think this was a color shift around the heart here. I know the gold is here, so I've got a purple color shift and a blue color shift, but I have a third one there that I didn't do on here. I just colored it in, so we'll just have some fun. So I'm going to do this in a it's azure. Do this color around the feather, and then I'm going to do another of Egyptian blue in here. Like so, and then I will add, I gotta check my samples here. Okay. This purple flash. We'll go right on top of the black because it will, oop, got too much water on that. See if you can see that. Let me show you on the bigger one. Maybe it'll show up a little better. Purple flash has a blue flash to it, so it turns this really pretty blue color. All right, so that is my plan for that. And then while we are painting our, what are those called? The eyes of the peacock feather. We can add the blue flash, just a tad. On top of the azure to tone that down just a tinge. We might have to add back in the black. I'm not sure. We can try that. Okay, so I'm going to do a few of those and I'll check back in with you. Okay, I want to pop in and I add a color. Not necessary. You can use a rose gold paint, like metallic folk art, rose gold or copper, or any of that. Anyways, I just have these pen touches, and I'm not recommending these pens. They leak everywhere, but they have a beautiful paint. The color is gorgeous, so if you have them, use them carefully because they just love to leak out all over everything. Actually, if you can put it in a dish and use it from there, that's even better, but it does dry fast and gets weird. So, but anyways, I'm putting it around the, I don't know what that is, the eye of the feather. Trying to do it without it spilling everywhere. Because on a peacock feather, there is sort of a brown, bronzy color, and then there's some gold also. So, I don't know. We're experimenting. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going with the azure in this area out here, and then when that's dry, I'm gonna add the blue shift to it to tone down this turquoise look to it, which turquoise is a good peacock color, but this one's a little too neon looking. So that's my plan. Hopefully this works out. Let's see. Yeah. So just hunt down your outer rings here, and then you can move on to the gold if you want to, but I'll check in and show you where I'm at, and then we'll move into the gold, and then we'll start foiling. Yay! Okay. Now the little inside heart eye colors. I'm using the Aqua Flash in here, which is very similar to the blue flash on black, but it's actually a tad bluer, I think. Maybe a little less purple. Okay, so I'm just doing these parts here. definitely got some touch-ups to do. Pretty, pretty. And one more. I think that's all of them. Nope, one more. You see it dries really nice and blue. I like that. Okay. Actually, I think I might add that. Let's do that. I'm gonna add it here on our peacock to give some dimension. This is the Aqua Flash. I'm trying to stay off of the black liner. Ooh, so pretty. I like this. Let me show you. Isn't that pretty? Okay, while that's drying, do a little bit of the copper and then we'll start the gold. Oh, wish me luck with this copper. I like these pens, but like I said, be careful. It's better to have a towel handy, just to keep watching. And whatever you do when you're using it, don't push down on it because it will flood. This is me being stubborn, refusing to be conquered by a pen. think that's all of the rings. Oh, see? The tip just fell out. This is terrible. But isn't the color beautiful? Still, don't buy these pens. They are awful. That's Pen Touch. Don't buy that. Sakura has some wonderful pens, you know. This is not one of them. Okay, so we will be touching up the black when it's all dry. Like, I'll show you what I mean here. Like this business here comes through like that. Just put back some of those details. And then these also have a black line in between. It's too bright. Just to, you know, make it look nice and sharp again. And this is a black Posca, Uni Posca 1MR. Uni Posca to save the day. Okay, I got a lot of touch-ups to do, so I'm not going to hold you to that. So let's do a little bit of gold, and then I'm going to be using Treasure Gold 3081E, because we're going to have to touch up after this as well. Look at that, a new bottle. Yay! Let's see. Right, I'm going to shake and then use it from the lid. And I'll be filling in these areas inside the diamonds, I'm going to call it, with the gold. Like so. So I'm going to do all the rest of the white areas inside the feathers, all the way up. Do not do the cheeks. The cheeks stay white. If you look at a peacock, they have white cheeks. It's like they're a masked bird. They have white in their, a stripe over their eye and under their, on their cheek under their eye, and their beak is partially white, so we'll be leaving the beak white too. Okay, so we're just about done painting. I went ahead and finished the gold and the copper, and then I relined with my black Posca just to neaten up everything. And I'm going to use some blue Chromatech brush pen and do these feathers here on the top of the head. Blue's kind of a purple color. At least it doesn't look blue to me. And I'm going to add Egyptian blue to it to make it even more blue. And when we foil those, you'll see they're really cool looking. Okay, and then the eye of a peacock is, well, what I saw was pretty black, so I'm going to use a watercolor black, which is kind of a dark gray, by Chromatech. So I'm trying to see what I did over here. Okay. All right, we will leave that. And so for foiling, you can use, get creative with your foils. You can use holographic foils. You know, if you wanted to lay down some texture, you could use some gold toned foils if you wanted to add some like lacy overlay looks. I am going to keep this simple, and I'm going to use my favorite transparent foils that y'all are comfortable with. I think between the two we have a set. Trying to see which one's missing in here. That would be the small crushed glass. This one, nope. Okay, looks like I'm just out of that. It's this. Okay, at least I have some there. All right, so I'm going to start with our bird, and I'm actually going to use large crushed glass foil there. Okay, make sure you have your gloves on and your mask. This is large crushed glass. I'm going to use this on our bird, on the large areas here. And I have poured some Mac Art nail art foil glue into my dish here, and I'm using it with a brush from the dish. And I'm going to apply it to the color areas where the paint is, not the black. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Stay off the black. As much as possible. So I'm going to be doing a larger area at one time. Okay, and I'm going to come down and I'm going to leave this part of the wing, but I'm going to do over the back. Okay, I have the glue on there. I have not cured it yet, and I'm going to bring it up so you can see there's a couple of bubbles in there, and I'm going to hit it with a torch very quickly. Don't let it hover. You don't want to burn the glue. All right, and Mac Art 6-watt mini light. We're going to cure that for 60 seconds and move your glue away from the light source. While that's curing, I'm going to pause you and clean up my mess. Okay, that's finished curing. Now make sure you have the right side down. And you can feel that when you drag your fingers across it, it's the side that has more drag, and it's the dull side goes on the bird. Okay, I'm going to cut off a piece. Try to get the best area here. Do this one first. Okay, and then this section here. Oh, very pretty. Starting to come alive. All right. So to help combat this static that you're seeing, you can cut up some static dryer sheets, anti-static dryer sheets. I cut them into strips, and then I even cut them smaller into little tabs here. Rub them on your gloves. And keep them in the lid of your box. And then it will help you to stop the static on your foils. All right, so I am going to now foil the wing. This area here. And I am going to also do these bits down here. Okay, I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to use the small crushed glass, this here, on that area. Okay. Very nice, so pretty. So you can see the different textures in the different areas, give it depth. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Let's see, everywhere that's green on my bird, I'm going to do, let's see. Yeah, everywhere that's green I'm going to do in the discs. And then the inner part of the feather, the eye on the feathers. I'm going to use this laser. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me and my scissors today. They're really sharp. I don't know why. Pardon me, I think I'm just not coordinated today. Okay, so you can see here how the laser will look and how the discs will look. You know, I think I need to do those the other way around. Okay, I'm going to do the laser on all the green parts and the discs in the centers. That way it's not crazy too much. Hopefully that'll work. All right, so I'm going to start up here on the green. And we are not going to be foiling the gold, so try definitely to stay off of the gold and the black as much as you can. And if you need to touch up, like I just put way too much glue down, so it's going to get on the black. But if you need to touch up your black paint, you can. When the glue, when you've already applied your foil, you can go back and paint right on top of it. So you can add back in your lines. Anyways, I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch all this. There's a lot of green to do, so I'm going to go ahead and work on that with this laser foil here. Okay. Hey, okay, so I've got all that done. I just cured the last glue, and I'm going to do the discs. I call them discs. I don't know. I've named all these. Who knows what they're really called, right? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and apply that while hopefully not tear up my my work here. You got to be careful when you're using a foil over and over again. If you get a spot that's already been used on a glue, it sometimes pulls your paint off of the rock. See if I can do it without messing it up. See? And that's what I mean. So just make sure the spot that you're putting on has not been used yet. Okay. Got them all. Look at how gorgeous. All right, it's pretty much done. All you need to do from this point is touch-ups if you want to, and that's pretty easy. You can just go through and reline your black areas. I don't think it needs much when you're using transparent nail foils. But sometimes, you know, there's a spill or an overage or something like that, and it's glittery where it's not supposed to be. Is there such a thing? Glitter where it's not supposed to be? So, I'm going to call it done. All right, everyone. Oh, I was going to tell you, I used the laser bit on the head feathers. I just did a dot each of glue and then applied this foil on top of the little beads of glue. And then for the eye, I just reinforced it with white gel pen in the areas that were white. In here, and then in the beak. And that's that. So if you enjoyed what you saw here today, this humongous peacock, hit subscribe and like. Tell your friends. And if you'd like to be notified when I'm uploading new content, or Margie or Katie are uploading new content, hit the bell and YouTube will notify you when we make an upload. I thank you very much for watching with me today, and I will be seeing you again real soon.